Hi, this is Paul. This is just a quick video on how to set up a quiz. I'm not going to go through all of the possible choices, but I'll give you a quick look, and then I'll actually give you the quiz. So this would be like a very easy quiz since you'll have seen it built. So under assessments, I have a choice of tests or surveys. They're both exactly the same tool. Surveys simply come in anonymously. You can't tell whose answer belongs to whom in a survey, but the technical part of it, how to build it, how to deploy it, it's all exactly the same. So in this case, I want to build a test so that you guys get to see what it's like to create a test. And we don't have any tests in this course yet, but we could have a list of tests that were created or imported from other places here. So I want to create sample online test. The description appears outside. You'll see where that is, and then the instructions appear inside. And submit. So now we have what's called the test canvas. I could upload questions if I had them. I could reuse questions if they were already within this course or imported into this course, or I can just create questions. And here are the different types and calculated formula and calculated later numeric or math questions. Either or is simple. Essay is just a text space. Write as much as you want. I think there's some limit of characters, but it's a fairly long essay. This is the one I use most often. File response is upload. You can upload a Word document or an image file or an audio recording. Fill in multiple blanks and fill in the blank or extensions of the same type. Hotspot is an image. Click on the image. So click on the correct frets to hold for a G chord. Would be possible with a hotspot. Jumbled sentences rearrange the words. Matching is two matching columns. Multiple answer and multiple choice. I'll set up a multiple choice here so you see what we can give this a title to help with sorting later. It's not a required field. So how many modules? How many modules have you completed in this course? It'd help if I could spell. You can select the number of answers, up to 20. And since you're still working on the fourth module, I just selected 3 as the correct answer. There's a little cheat here. If you wanted fewer than 4, you can't go down, but you can remove possibilities. So you can remove 1 or 2 possibilities if you wanted 3 or 2 multiple choice. And then, as always, submit. I could create an essay question, so you see an essay question. What was most helpful in this course. And this will give you an open-ended space. And I'm just going to make this a 2-question test. This is not supposed to be an extensive demo. Okay. So now we have a test that we've created. And if we submit this, there are 2 steps to test creation. We just created it. We finished the first step. Now we have to deploy it. We have to put it where the students, in this case you guys, can see it. So I want to make this link available. I can add an announcement, so an announcement pops up on the announcement page automatically. I can allow more than one attempt. We recommend don't check forced completion. It only causes problems. That means if the student exits the exam, they can't get back into it. So if they, for some reason, click out of the exam, they have to get you to reopen the exam to get back in. You can time exams, and you can have Blackboard submitted at the end of the time. So say you set the exam for an hour. At 1 hour, the exam submits itself. Whatever is done is done. If you don't want to see the results, if this is a self-assessment, you want them to take and get their own score, but you don't want to know, uncheck this. Don't include the grade center in the score calculations, and hide results from the instructor. You can't go back on this. Once you make this decision, you can't say, oh, well, now I want to see the results. You can't turn this back on. Once you've made this private to them, it is private to them. You can also choose what feedback you give them. You just show them the score. Do you allow them to see their submitted answers? When they get the exam back, do you want them to see what answers were correct? And if you enter feedback, you can show them what your feedback per question is. And you can turn this on after the fact. So you can go through and grade, leave this off, go through and grade the test, put feedback on different questions, and then turn this on. And when they come back to the exam, they'll see what you said about each question. The presentation mode is all at once, is how you'll see both of these questions at once, but you would see all 10 on the page. But you can set it up so that only one question shows. And if there's a reason to, you can force them to save each question and not go back. An example of this would be giving the answers to one question in later questions. To make this simple, what are the 3 chapters? And the correct answer is chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3. And then in question 2, you say, well, what happens in chapter 1? So in question 2, you've given part of the answer to question 1, one at a time, and prohibit backtracking. So I'm going to submit this. This is a much too long recording, and I apologize for that. And here's our sample online test. And I'll drag this up to the top. And I will include the link to the video here.